It's the final week of Black Friday in BDO, and we've got one last round of Pearl Store deals to break down. There's a returning RNG box with some questionable discount claims, the Tidal Treasure Chests are still running, we have Pearl Box sales, a batch of 50% off items, and of course, the Pearl Blessing spending event. At the end of this video, I'll be going over my own strategy for this Black Friday, along with my recommendations for most players. So without further ado, let's dive right into the Black Mystery Bundle. The Black Mystery Bundle is interesting because the marketing behind it is pretty misleading. This bundle is actually a re-release from 2024's Black Friday sale, and right away you'll notice that PA claims these bundles are 60, 70, and even 80% off. If that were true, this would be one of the best boxes ever released. However, it's not. To understand why, we need to look at what those discounts are supposedly based on. PA claims that the original price of this RNG bundle is 2,080 pearls, and from that number, they calculate the 60 to 80% off sale. The problem is that this number is very arbitrary. When these exact bundles were sold in 2024, the first price this bundle was ever sold for was 930 pearls for one bundle, and PA described that as already a 55% discount. Usually, when an RNG bundle is sold for the first time and by itself, it's sold at base price without a discount already attached. We know from other RNG bundles like the Shining Travel bundle or even the Gleaming Starlight bundle that these 300 Kron guarantee boxes are always sold around 900 to 1000 pearls. So the real base price of this bundle is really around 930 to 1000 pearls, not 2080 pearls. Meaning that the entire 60 to 80% discount claim is pretty meaningless. This box is balanced around 930 pearls, not 2080. Now this really becomes more misleading because most players assume RNG boxes have a pretty fair base price, and then the discount makes them even better. But in this case, the discount is just stacked on top of another discount that was already fake to begin with. However, marketing aside, the real question is still whether this bundle is worth buying in 2025. Here's where things get a little bit better. In 2024, 20 Black Mystery bundles cost 14,560 pearls. In 2025, the same 20 bundles cost 12,480 pearls, and you also get an extra 20 dim Origins of Dark Hungers. So compared to last year's full price, this is effectively a 14% real discount, plus the bonus Origins of Dark Hungers. The real question is though if this 14% discount from last year's prices is enough to justify buying these boxes 1 year after their initial release date. We know that between 2024 and 2025, the meta of RNG boxes have shifted quite drastically. Now to find out if this box is still worth, we need to look at the box's average value. Each bundle averages about 2,600 pearl value, or about 1,733 worth of value if you only care about crons. This sort of makes sense as in 2024, boxes leaned more heavily on filler items rather than crons. If we take the realistic base price of 935 pearls, that gives a discount equivalence of 66% for all items and 49% for crons only. Both are noticeably low for modern boxes, but that is before factoring in the different packs, Origins of Dark Hungers, and the 20 pack discount. Once you use the 20 pack price of 624 pearls per bundle and include the bonus Origins of Dark Hungers, the numbers become a little bit better. You get around a 78.5% discount equivalence for all items and about a 66% off for crons only. This is about a 0.854 cron per pearl. Now that's okay, but here's the part that really kills this box. In terms of crons, the Tidal Treasure Chest completely beats it. Still being sold, the 70x Tidal Treasure Chests give you around a 1.1 cron per pearl on average. Even if you buy the Tidal Treasure Chest at full price, it still gives about a 0.904 cron per pearl, both higher than the Black Mystery Bundle. So unless you specifically want the non-cron items from this box, such as the mount items and account buffs, the Tidal Treasure Chest is strictly better for cron efficiency. There is one important exception though. The one-time purchase pack, the Black Mystery Bundle X10 for 4,159 pearls, brings each bundle down to 416 pearls at base which is extremely high value as one-time packs usually are. This puts it around an 85% discount for all items, or a 77% discount for crons only. Still slightly worse than the 10 plus 10 Tidal Treasure Chest bundle, but much better than any of the smaller Tidal packs. If you're a mid-spender who likes RNG boxes, this one-time bundle and the 10 plus 10 Tidal pack should be your priority. However, outside of that one-time purchase, I wouldn't really recommend the Black Mystery bundle, both because of its misleading pricing and because its cron value simply doesn't compete with the Tidal Treasure Chests. Now, speaking of the Tidal Treasure Chests, these are still available for one more week, and they continue to be significantly better at converting your pearls into crons. If your goal is maximizing cron value, the Tidal Treasure Chests are still going to be one of your best options in the current Pearl store. The 10 plus 10 and 2 plus 2 packs are the best deals this week, followed by the big 70x Tidal pack. Because the 70x pack costs 27,000 pearls, this is where you'll get the most benefit from using your higher percent coupons, especially the 30 or 40% ones. Pairing big coupons with the larger packs is what gives you the highest overall value. If you do end up buying the Tidal Treasure Chests, I'd recommend trading your Tidal seals at the 5-for-1 rate to get an extra chest. That option gives you the best average value. However, if you do prefer some of the other trade-ins for your account, those can also be viable depending on your goals. So, now that we know about the high value Pearl deals, what about the Pearl boxes themselves? For the final week of Black Friday, we still didn't get the 1 plus 1 Pearl boxes, which isn't really that surprising since PA usually saves those for December and during Calpheon Ball. Instead, we got another 40% off coupon box and a strange 2 plus 1 Pearl box. Just like the earlier 40% off coupon box, this is mainly useful if you're planning to use the coupon on the big 70x Tidal pack, since that's the highest cost item in the store. Using a 40% off coupon on the 70 pack saves around 10,800 pearls, making the 40% off coupon pearl pack around a 24% discount on pearls compared to buying pearls at full price. To put that into perspective though, the 1 plus 1 pearl box, which we didn't get this week, is historically equivalent to buying pearls at around a 46 to 50% off discount, depending if you include the bonus pearls or not. In simple terms, a 1 plus 1 box usually gives around a 94% increase in pearls if you include the loss of bonus pearls. Now, the 2 plus 1 pearl box we got today gives you an extra 6,600 pearls for the cost of 10,000 A coins. That ends up closer to about a 35% discount equivalence, or around a 53% increase in pearls. So it is slightly better than a flat 50% increase, but still significantly worse than a real 1 plus 1 pearl box. Now, since we didn't get any 1 plus 1 pearl boxes this Black Friday, if you do need pearls specifically for this sale, the 2 plus 1 pack is better than buying pearls at full price. But you should only really do this if you already know that you want to spend pearls during this sale, because if PA releases a 1 plus 1 box in December, that one will always be better pearls for your money. You'll want to have enough A coins to buy this 2 plus 1 pack and the 1 plus 1 pack later on. Now beyond that, an important thing to note is how discount coupons scale along with the existing 10,000 to 30,000 A coin boxes. Sometimes the higher boxes like the 40% off coupon box gives you worse pearls per A coin compared to the 30 and 20% off coupon box. On top of that, sometimes buying the 2 plus 1 pearl box plus a 20% coupon box gives you a better deal overall than just buying one 30% off coupon box and using it on the 70x Tidal chest. So depending on what you're buying, mixing strategies can outperform the one big coupon approach. Theoretically, the 30,000 A coin box should give a 60% off coupon, as you are spending 3 times the price of a 20% off coupon box. I'll go deeper into that in a separate video focused entirely on discount coupons, so watch out for that if you're interested. Now that we've covered the Pearl box sales, let's quickly look at the rest of the discounts this week, including the 50% off items and daily special pass. The 50% off sales are alright, but only if you want those specific items. In terms of pure cron value, none of these deals come even close to the RNG boxes. Even the double ultimate enhancement boxes are closer to a 64% cron discount, which is lower than the Tidal Treasure Chests. They're alright, but aren't competitive with most RNG boxes. One thing to keep in mind is that outfits purchased directly from the Pearl store aren't taxed the same way as items obtained from RNG boxes. So if you are someone who sells costumes for silver, these can technically be better. However, personally, I wouldn't recommend selling outfits for silver in general. It's just not an efficient way to convert pearls into silver. As for the daily special pass though, it's nice, but remember that its sale period runs until January 22nd. This is far beyond the Black Friday sales. The only reason to buy it now would be if you're trying to push yourself over a specific Pearl Blessing spending bracket. In terms of pure value, these passes are usually pretty solid. They tend to include a mix of random, non-cron items, and this one even gives 2 maids, which is always a pretty decent deal. But unless you specifically want the mix of items included, it's very easy to skip for now, especially since we'll likely get a better Pearl Box deal before January 22nd. So, with the culmination of this week's new sales, the past 2 weeks of Black Friday sales, and the Pearl Blessing spending event, a lot of people are wondering what my actual recommendations are for mid-spenders and what I'm personally doing this year. I want to preface this by saying that this Black Friday is actually pretty average for a major holiday sale. Even though it's called Black Friday, it's not the best sale of the year. PA usually runs around 8 major event-based sales, including Calpheon Ball, Heidel Ball, summer, winter, and multiple season events. So if you can't spend right now, you're really not missing out on anything exclusive. There really is no Black Friday specific fear of missing out here. In fact, the sales for Calpheon Ball and the holidays coming next month are oftentimes better. Now, about the Pearl Blessing spending event, I'm personally not going to be filling out that much of it. And the reason is pretty simple. Contrary to popular belief, the Pearl Blessing spending event doesn't actually increase your cron per pearl value by that much, even if you max it out and reset it up to 4 times. What it really does is extend the value of your first high discount purchase, usually a 70x Tidal Treasure Chest pack with a 40% off coupon, and lets you repeat that same level of value 15 plus times by giving you additional coupons. But here's the key point. The overall percent value barely changes. Even if you completely fill out the blessing event, the discount equivalence only improves by maybe 1 to 2% compared to someone who just buys a single 70x title pack with a 40% off coupon. The reason for that is to progress through the blessings event, you eventually have to use lower percentage coupons, 30%, 25%, and even 20% off coupons. The bonus outfits and items make up for that lower coupons, but that really just keeps the value generally the same. So there's real no FOMO here. A mid-spender who buys one 70x title pack with a 40% off coupon is already getting around an 84% discount equivalence, which is almost identical to what the highest spending whales get. Whales, of course, do end up with more total crons, but that's because they spend more money, not because they get a fundamentally better rate. With that being said, what about mid-spenders who don't really care about Tidal Treasure Chests or who aren't planning to interact with the Pearl Blessing event at all? What are the highest value packs, and what am I personally picking up for this Black Friday? Now, historically, the real highlight of Black Friday is the discounted 180-day account buffs. These include the Value Pack, Blessing of Kama Sylvia, and Book of Old Moon. These are almost always the safest, highest priority purchases for most players during Black Friday. After the buffs though, the next best value per pearl options are the 2+2 and 10+10 Tidal Treasure Chest packs, the Special Premium Pack, and the one-time 80% off 10x Black Mystery Bundle. If you're a mid-spender, the order of priority should be first the 180-day Value Pack, the Special Premium Pack, the Tidal Treasure Chests, and finally the Black Mystery Bundle. Now, what about me personally? Since I already have leftover pearls from a previous 1+1 pearl box event, I don't mind spending some pearls in this Black Friday sale. During the past month, I started by buying the 3 weekly resetting 2+2 Tidal packs. I'll be grabbing the 4th one on Monday's reset, but currently that puts me at 2,820 pearls spent so far. After that, I'll definitely be picking up the 379 November Blessing Pack to get the 10% off coupon, and I'll use those two 10% coupons on the 10 plus 10 Tidal Treasure Chests and the 80% off 10x Black Mystery Bundle. That brings my running total to about 11,173 pearls spent. After that though, I'll buy the 3,400 pearl special premium pack and use the 15% off coupon from the 9,000 pearl blessing spending bracket on the 180-day value pack. Now after I pick up the final 2+2 title pack from the next Monday's reset, I'll end up around 20,103 pearls spent, which conveniently also uses up the 10,000 A coin 1+1 pearl box I bought a couple of months ago. Now, I am considering pushing to the 23,000 pearl bracket with something like the daily special pass, but realistically, I don't really have a good use for the extra 20% off coupon, so it would probably go to waste and I may stop at the 20,000 mark. Now, there are ways to optimize this further if you want more of the smaller value bundles or if you care about the extra items, but personally, I only really want the 180-day buffs, and I'm okay with grabbing the cheaper RNG boxes for some stream content. This is more of a higher spend during this event, but it is something I'm willing to do as I do have the bonus pearls from the previous 1+1 box deals. For most players, I'd keep things pretty simple. Prioritize getting the buffs first. Buy the 379 pearl pack for the 10% off coupon, and using that on the 5,400 pearl value pack is a pretty solid option. If you still have the 30% off discount coupon from the loyalty shop, you can also use that on any of the long duration buffs and call it a day. Remember, we do have Calpheon Ball and the holiday sales coming next month, so for most players, it's completely fine to skip a lot of the Black Friday deals and wait for those instead. But that's basically it for my breakdown of the entire 2025 Black Friday sales. Even considering the Pearl Blessing event, this isn't the most insane sale that we've seen, so really no big FOMO. Getting the middle priced 3 to 5,000 pearl high value packs will almost always be my recommendation for getting the most value during any big event sale. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below or join my Discord server. I'll always try to answer anything that I see. Either way though, I do hope you all learned something from this video, and I hope to see you all next time.